Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to do a step-by-step walkthrough of the 4-factor stock selection strategy. I received a few requests from the community to create a video showing exactly how I do it, and so here it is. There are two ways this can be done, and I personally opted for the simpler method that I will show you today. It all starts with the initial universe of stocks and a portfolio watchlist on Seeking Alpha. I have a handful of portfolios set up on the website already, so to keep things simple, I'm just going to pick one of them and run through the steps that I do at month end to select the top 20 ranked stocks. I'll be using the high yield universe of stocks just because it's a slightly shorter list of stocks, and it will be a little quicker to run through the full process. There are 76 unique companies on this list from the last update as of month end August, and I have already set up my own view on Seeking Alpha that shows me the 5 financial metrics I need to run this strategy. Those metrics are the cash from operations, total debt, the 5-year dividend growth rate, the return on total capital, and the forward dividend yield. The first step is to export this data into a spreadsheet, and we can do this by hitting this download button that has a downward pointing arrow. I recently found out that you do not need to have a paid subscription with Seeking Alpha to be able to use the download feature, which is nice because it means anyone can duplicate what I am showing you today for free. Once the file is downloaded, I'm going to open it up and see a handful of different tabs with various financial data. The only tab we will need is the one that has the 5 financial metrics I just mentioned. You can delete the rest or simply leave them in the file, but they will not be necessary. Okay, the first step is to combine the cash from operations and the total debt into the free cash flow to total debt ratio. So what we need to do is insert a blank column between the total debt and the 5-year dividend growth rate. We will label it as FCF/total debt, and we will type in the following formula, equals cash from operations divided by total debt. Then we copy this formula down for all the stocks on our list. Once we have all the values calculated, we will select the entire column, copy it, and paste it as values to hard-code the numbers. Once we do that, we can now delete the cash from operations and total debt column to make the spreadsheet smaller and easier to work with. Okay, so now we have the 4 factors we need, and it's time to rank all of the stocks. There are 2 ways this can be done. The more difficult way is to normalize all of the values and build a combined score for each stock. I opted not to go down this route, as it's more time consuming, and it can penalize certain good stocks if we have a few outliers with very favorable values for any of the 4 factors. What I chose to do instead is to simply rank all of the stocks from 1 through 76 for each factor based on how well they rank. The way this works is I first sort the full data set by the free cash flow to total debt ratio in descending order, and we can see that Garmin has the highest value, followed by T. Rowe Price Group, Chevron, Paychex, and so forth. I'll insert a few blank columns to the right of my data, and I'll copy the 4-factor headers into the blank columns. In the blank free cash flow to total debt ratio column, I'll enter the value of 1 for Garmin. Then for T. Rowe, I'll enter 2, or simply type in a formula, equals Garmin's value, or 1, plus 1, and then drag this all the way down to the bottom. Then copy and paste these values to hard-code all the numbers. Next, I sort the dataset by the 5-year dividend growth rate, and repeat the same ranking process. And I do this again for the return on capital and the forward dividend yield, giving me a rank for each stock for each of the 4 factors. As you can see in my file, several stocks do not have a return on capital value. In this case, I assign a rank of 1 to the stock with the highest value, and drag down the formula all the way through the last stock with a value. And for all of the stocks with no value, I assign the next highest rank equally. After this step is completed, I insert one more blank column to the right of my dataset, and I sum all 4 ranks for each stock. Next, I simply sort the full dataset in ascending order by the combined rank score, with the forward dividend yield as the second sorting criteria in descending order. And now the 4-factor strategy is complete, and I can go ahead and identify the top 20 ranked stocks. That's it, nice and simple, and it takes only a few minutes to put together. Honestly, it takes me far longer to update each universe of stocks at month end than it does to pull the actual top 20 list.